On a beautiful day to maybe take some time and get out and walk. Or...
Yeah, no, but then you gotta shower when you get there. And it's just all this stuff you gotta think about. Seriously.
Yeah, you can, even though there's a shower.
Well, they have showers there.
And they are.
Yeah, they have showers there.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Just do it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
All right. And who was it that talked about from Route 10 to... Was that you, Sharon?
No.
Oh, it was Diane. Diane, why don't you draw the way from...
Here's Boston, here's the Wilder Dam.
Right. And but there's Indian Ridge Road or something comes
Why
off.
don't you go from the road? Do that. Draw that. Draw that from there. Draw that from there.
Station.
Awesome.
Yeah, it goes
Okay.
there anyway and connects.
Yeah, okay. All right, people, good. All right, stay here. Now I'm gonna do one. And what we're missing, I think, is that we got a couple other places that we haven't designated. What's one we've talked about a lot tonight? 12A. All right. So it's not a very nice neighborhood, but maybe. Does that seem like that could have, if we did it better, it might be a great place to shop and kind of walk and mill about? And
Actually, tried that.
you can't do that right now.
You really can't.
Well, I'm going to think, we're planners now.
But it would be.
Would it be nice?
Would it be nice?
Yes.
We only had one side.
We're getting there. All right, any other neighborhoods? What about this DHMC area? Do you realize we have 10,000 people a day in this area? That's the size of, Lebanon, right? Okay? So could this be kind of, does that seem like a place? Not, again, not as nice as it should be. Especially given how much money they've spent on it and we've spent on it, it should be a heck of a lot nicer, right? Any place else look like a place? This one?
Yeah, right over.
Uh-huh. Good. Who's this one? Does that seem like a little village? All right. Okay. Anything else, people? Does anybody know the first actual village of Lebanon? The oldest homes? Westboro was, yeah.
What streets are these?
Well, you have, they're now been transformed into ordinary. We're talking.
West Lebanon with the zip code, West Lebanon with the zip code.
They actually use it as their
So, all right, so this is what you all come up with, and interestingly, when you talked about, gee, wouldn't it be nice to have connected, and what did you end up connecting? All our places.
yeah.
You were already thinking about that, boy, wouldn't it be nice to do? And you identified places. Drum roll, please. Okay. Now I'm going to remove these pins, so everybody's going to be able to come back and look at where those pins are.
You know what I noticed about those neighborhoods? In Lebanon, in West Lebanon, the Mount Lebanon School is in that circle. But in Lebanon, the middle school, the high school, the elementary school, all outside. All disconnected from that.
Where were you about a couple years ago? Missing anything? Get the deal. I am one to read the map. Okay, here we go. I think I got it all. Yes. Okay. All right, now if you come and examine closely where the pinholes are and where these principal connections are, you're going to see that you basically replicated the work that we've been trying to do and make these centers, the ends, are the centers of these neighborhoods, which happen to be right in the middle of all your little holes, even the ones that we only have one, you're very close to the centers of these places that we are trying to get to. So we can see.
Feel better because you stopped at the block. They really need protection. They need something to hold you back.
So you see, what you're talking about is you have made a connected fabric of places. And you just talked about as, well, I'd like to be able to connect there. And yes, it was walking mostly, because that's what we've been emphasizing tonight, because it's the underrepresented stepchild of transportation in the past 50 years, but it actually is more important to us as people. We care more about the places we walk than we do the places we drive. We just do. And so it's much more human scale, etc. So you guys have basically been planners tonight, and I'd like to thank you very much for that. And we're going to talk a little bit about how that impacts us and have a seat. And again, I'll give you a quick little hint. It passed? Great. That was my test.
There are 8 students.
All right. So now we're going to apply this to Lebanon. You identified them exceptionally well. We have identified 9 villages. Some aren't there yet. We didn't mention tonight Mechanic Street, but Mechanic Street does have something that's sort of like the starting, could almost have been, but for, right? We certainly don't like it now because it's all this strip. It's a lot like an early version of 12A. But if we had done it better, if we still can do it better, couldn't that be a really nice neighborhood? Has some potential to do that. We also we heard about the new middle school. Again, it wasn't in an existing village, which is a shame. That would have made it easy. But the fact that we committed to it, guess what we have going up all around that school? Houses. So that may be a village of the future as well. So we need to start building for it. Let's get it now before we ruin it, right? Let's get it done right. Right? And then we also do another place just right across. Who was it talking about Heater Road? And wouldn't it be nice to have was it you?
I'm a Parody Road, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the idea is that just north of the highway, that could be a village too. There are a lot of people who live on Wolf Road. But where do they have to go to do everything they want to do? They have to get in a car or on a bus, and many of them really can't afford cars. And so they're on a bus, and right now it's kind of hard. What happens at night? Pretty challenging. Don't they deserve a place to go eat? They have to afford.